Today marks just over 2 weeks until the end of our public phase of our capital campaign. So I'd like to invite up Frank Donaldson to come and give us his campaign testimony to explain why this campaign means so much to him.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Frank Donaldson, and I'm a consultant with the Institute for School and Parish Development, ISPD. We have been facilitating the feasibility study in the capital campaign here at St. Luke, the Evangelist Parish, for the past 2 years. For over 36 years, the company that I work with has worked with Catholic parishes and schools all over the country. But today, I'm not here primarily as a consultant. I'm here as a parishioner. Because of our pastor and because of the warmth and welcome nature of this parish, my wife Susie and I now call St. Luke the Evangelist home. I want to take just a few minutes to talk about where we are with this capital campaign and where we're headed, especially with our New Year's Eve deadline. Here's the good news. St. Luke's campaign goal is $6.2 million by the end of this year. As of today, we're at $5.9 million. That means we're $300,000 away. Now, before anyone starts doing the Catholic math and thinking that's someone else's problem, stay with me. Because here's the really good news. When we reach $6.2 million, it unlocks an additional $500,000, an anonymous gift, bringing us to our $6.7 million, the full amount needed to build our new church. So let me say this clearly. This is no longer a question of if, only a question of when. We already have $2.5 million in the bank in just the past year. We already have 325 generous gifts and more than 1,200 parish families, so you can see the potential of how many more families could become involved in the next 18 days. I've seen this moment many times over the past 3.5 decades. This is a moment when a parish says to itself, well, we've already done a lot. Or it says, okay, well, let's just finish this thing. Let me tell you about a parish that said, let's finish this thing. Last year, a small rural parish in Ragley, Louisiana, 400 to 500 families, had a $5 million goal. At this same point in the year, in December, they were $500,000 short with New Year's Eve closing in. They needed to build their new church because the one they had been destroyed by the hurricane. Did they make it? Absolutely. They finished at $5.2 million in a tiny little town outside of Lake Charles, Louisiana. So let me put the math into parish language because this is where it gets uncomfortably practical. If 100 families stepped forward and said, I can give $50 a month. Now that's about one dinner out, probably at Applebee's, or 2 fast food runs with teenagers, or 1 Costco trip where you somehow only buy one thing. That's $600 a year. Now, only over 5 years, that's $3,000. 100 families doing that equals $300,000. That's it, we make it. No bake sales, no car washes, no bingo nights that start at 6 p.m. That's the bridge from where we are to where God is calling us to be, which reminds me of a very dear friend of mine, Father Jim Manning. Jim passed away a little over a year ago. He was faced almost with the exact same situation as St. Mary the Assumption Parish in Springboro, Ohio, about $300,000 to $400,000 short of building their new church. Father Jim stood up at Mass, looked over the congregation, paused, smiled, and tongue-in-cheek, you know, here at St. Mary's, we got a lot of money in this parish, but there's just one problem. It's still in your pocket. Now, I'm not saying I said that. Father Jim did. And the Archbishop did let him keep his parish. And you know what? The parish responded, and today that beautiful church in Springboro, Ohio, stands as the testament because people stopped waiting for someone else and stepped up themselves. I want to close with a short poem. Some of you have heard this, but it means a great deal to me. I've used it throughout my life. It's called The Bridge Builder, because that's what we all are doing. An old man traveling a lone highway came at the evening, cold and gray, to a river that was vast and deep and wide, through which was flowing a sullen tide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim because the sullen stream held no fears for him, but he turned when safe on the other side, and he builded a bridge to span the tide. "Oh man," cried a fellow traveler near, "you're wasting your time in building here. Your journey will end with a closing day, and you'll never again pass this way. Why then do you build this bridge at eventide?" The builder lifted his old gray head. "Good friend, in the path I have come," he said, "there followeth after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This stream, which has been naught to me, to that fair-haired youth may pitfall be. He too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I build this bridge for him." That poem says everything this campaign is about. We're not just building a church for ourselves. We're building it for children not yet baptized here, for families not yet seated in these pews, for people who will one day walk in and say, "This is where I met Jesus Christ." They won't know your name or mine. They won't know your gift amount or what was on your letter of intent, but they'll know this place exists because you said yes. On the table on your way out of Mass today, you'll find everything you need about the campaign, and most of you have already received a lot of packets and information. My invitation is simple. I'm in. Join me. Because these next 18 days, this is the moment St. Luke finishes strong. Thank you for your faith. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for staying just 4 minutes longer than normal. And God bless you, and God bless our parish.